Tuesday, June the 27th, and I am coming to you with a cross-stitching update and a StitchCon review, recap, however you want to put it. My experience at StitchCon. I have a few WIPs to show you that I worked on over the past couple of weeks. I can tell you that the item that you're going to see the most progress on is one that I did work a little bit on at StitchCon, but I have actually been working on it pretty monogamously since I got back. So I will show you that. I have a ton of stuff here next to me, y'all. A ton of stuff. So what I may have to do is I may have to go through this in sections. So I have already tried to record this video one time yesterday, and it was so far beyond a hot mess. I left so much stuff out that I couldn't post it in good conscience, because I felt like I was depriving you guys and I wasn't being fair to the Flosstube viewers. So I'm going to try to keep it a little bit more organized today. I've got everything together, and hopefully I can keep my thoughts together. I do have a little bit of a headache coming on, but I took something just a few minutes ago, so I'm hoping that'll help. So I'm not going to ramble on too much. I have WIPs to show you. I have some haul. I guess you could say I have stitchy mail. There is lots of items from the freebie tables at StitchCon, and also a lot of things that were just passed around and handed out. So like I said, I'm going to try to keep it as organized and concise as possible, like keeping certain sections together, showing you everything that was passed out and handed out, and then also after that, then showing you things that I've purchased. So that kind of thing, you know, how just kind of one thing at a time, you know. I do have an update that I can give you on the diamond painting that I've been working on. And also, there's a couple of little things y'all might want to stick around for. One thing you might want to stick around for at the very end. I don't know if she wants me to announce it, but I'm going to announce it anyway because it works into my plans coming up in July. So, but there also is a little bit of a life update, and I will save that to the end in case nobody's interested. And I will give you guys a forewarning that it is not happy news. So it's, yeah. But we are going to get through that in due time. So yeah, let's just get started. If you notice this step brown here is a little bit red, that's because I've been out today. It's, as of right now, I've been recording for a few minutes now already, and it's about 10 till 4 in the afternoon. I did go out a little bit earlier with Abby, and I had some makeup on. I still got eyeshadow on, if you can't tell. And I had like a dark red lipstick on. I'm like a dark, deep burgundy type lipstick. And we've eaten lunch since I've been back home, and of course it wore off in that pattern where it wore off just in the center. So rather than put more on, I just went ahead and took it off. So that's why it looks a little bit red down here. But anywho, let me get into this because I have a lot to show you guys. And Abby's down for a nap. Andy's outside doing some stuff out there. And I want to go ahead and get this recorded and uploaded without any further ado. So, but let me show you what I've worked on. I'll try to go in order. It sounds weird, but we'll go in order. The first thing I'm going to show you is the last thing you saw me working on was Cinnamon Stars by Home Street Samplers. And this is my working copy, so this is what it looks like. And when you last saw it, I had the center part, that light tan color done, and I had this side of the roof, that dark brown right there, and I had just started a few lines on this part of the dark brown roof. So I didn't take pictures of anything that I'm going to show you today. So there's no before and after pictures, unfortunately. So this is where it's at now. I hope I show you the correct way rather than show you the rear of it. God, y'all, it is so hard to tell. The way my stitching is, it's hard to tell which one is the front and which is the back. That's the back. Does it look like the back? But anyway, this is the front. Move string. So as you can see, I did complete this side. No, sorry, this side of that dark brown roof. And I did start, I had finished that up before going to StitchCon. And what I was going to do, what the plan was I was going to start on the next color that I wanted to start, which was it's a filled in black square on the pattern. And it corresponds to Gentle Arts Raven, which I did not have. So I had to try to start to work on something else. And you can see what little bit I did at StitchCon right there. Yeah, I didn't get very much done on that. There was just so much going around, and I just did not, I wasn't feeling it. You know, I was trying to do my best to do some stitching at StitchCon, and I just, for whatever reason, this particular project, since I couldn't work on the color that I wanted to work on, it just wasn't clicking with me. I wasn't feeling it. So that's what little bit I got done. And that was Friday night. Not Friday night, Thursday night when I got there. Because I was originally scheduled to catch a flight out at 9 Thursday morning and be landing in Cincinnati at about 10:30. Well, I missed that flight. I didn't technically miss it, but I got there a little bit too late to actually be able to make the flight. So I had to get rebooked onto another flight. And she went ahead and booked me on the flight for, I think it was 3:25 that afternoon. But she put me on standby for a flight that was at like 1:40. And of course, 1:40 was at one terminal. So I went over there and I sat and waited. And while I was waiting, I started stitching on a stamped cross stitch that I had gotten from Temu. And it looks like this. This is January flower of the month. And the funny part is I don't even have all the months. But just a little cute little small stamped cross stitch. It's a carnation. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, and then I looked it up the other day. Like, yeah, it's a carnation. The January flower of the month is the carnation. So with stamped cross stitches, you just fill in the color. And the color that is printed on the canvas doesn't necessarily correspond to the color that you're going to be stitching. Case in point, I was stitching on these yellow sections right here, but the color is actually a really pale peachy pink color. See all these right here? All that little peach pink color right there, that's what I stitched on while I was waiting for my flight. So, got a little bit done, not a lot. And I almost was able to make getting onto the 1:40 flight. If there had only been one other person ahead of me on standby, then I might have made it onto the flight. But since there were two people ahead of me on the flight that had been on standby, I got down the walkway and they said, "Oh wait, never mind. The seat that we thought was empty is not actually empty." So I had to go back up the walkway and back into the airport to hoof it to another terminal to wait on the 3:25 flight. So I finally landed in Cincinnati at about 6:30 that evening. And by the time I got to the hotel, right? Was it 6:30? Something like that. Maybe it was about 6. You know what? I'm wrong. It was about 5 o'clock when I landed. It was about 5 o'clock. Or 5:15, something like that. And the shuttle picked me up, and I got to the Hyatt, which is where I was staying at, which is the hotel that's attached to the convention center. And by the time I got into the Hyatt, got checked in, and got down, I took my stuff up to my room and was able to come back down to the conference center, to the stitching room. It was probably going on about 7 o'clock, about 6:30, 7 o'clock, something like that. So I got there considerably later than I was planning on it. But that's okay. I was just, they had a presentation going on, and I didn't really want to bother them. But the first thing I did was to leave my stuff, leave the freebies, because I went ahead, and when I took my stuff up to my room, I went ahead and got my items that I wanted to take down to the freebie table. So yeah. I got checked in, got the freebie table, got my stuff on the freebie table, and the girl that was helping me, I think she managed to pick up a lot of the fabrics that I was leaving, because most of the fabrics that I was leaving was actually under the sea fabrics, and they were like different colors that I would never stitch on, which is like yellows and oranges and dark browns and just colors that I don't really stitch on. There was a couple of fabrics by LJ in there, but they were on like rougher linen. Just some fabrics that I knew I wasn't going to stitch on. And I also left patterns in there too. So, but I got down to the stitching room a little bit late. And I will share all that with you in a little bit. But I had worked while that night. Thursday night is when I tried to work on Cinnamon Stars, and it just wasn't happening. So Friday, I think it was Friday, right? What is this? Okay, so Friday, I gave up trying. Oh, that floss just came out. So Friday I gave up trying to work on Cinnamon Stars. I took it off the Q-Snap and said I'm just going to work on something else. Something a little bit easier. So I picked up the Hands-On Design Cool Beans series. And I started on the block for this one. This is Rise and Grind. And if you've never seen the Cool Beans series from Hands-On Design, you should look it up. I've already completed this one. That was block 1. So these are ones I have left. There's like 9 total, I think. So, and even though they're sold in separate cards, separate leaflets, they're cards. Card patterns on the back. Even though they're sold as separate cards, you can find a free border pattern on her blog if you do want to stitch them all in one piece, which is what I'm doing. So, oh, did I tell you? Cinnamon Stars, I don't remember what it's being stitched on, y'all. I'm sorry. I'll do better to look it up and maybe get back to you next time on what that is. So anyway, so this is my Cool Bean series by Hands-On Design. And it's on a big piece of fabric. This is cut true to size. This is cut to size for what I need. And I do have a good bit of gap. I do have a good bit of gap here. So I'm probably wasting a lot of fabric, I know. But this type of pattern, I wasn't sure about the best way to go about starting it and the best way to do it. So I just kind of went in. I said, okay, my fabric is this wide, which is what, 24, 27 inches wide. And I knew the pattern was going to be such and such width on a 16 count Aida, and I'm just going to go in for however many inches that subtract is to. Long story short, if you have a piece of fabric and you're just wanting to start a design in the corner, but you're wanting to start it closer to the center wise between the fabrics, between the sides, what you do is you take the width of your fabric and you would figure out the width of your design. You subtract that number from the width of the fabric, and then the difference in that number you divide it by 2, and that is how much inches or how much space you would come in on the one side. So ideally you would have that much space on either side of your fabric. So that's what I did with this one. So it's a little bit wider. It's a good bit wider. It's only 3 across, y'all. It's only 3 across. So this was the first one, and this is what I stitched on Friday. I got everything that you see here other than that border is what I stitched on. So got that, and this is like the coffee grinder right here. So yeah, that's what I got done on that. I've had to close the door because he was running some tools out there. I closed the front door, but I have this window open right here, so I'm hoping that'll help with lighting. So yeah, got that done. I have a long way to go. Long way to go. I don't think I've cut this off to size yet, but one of these days I might cut off any excess length. So, and this is being stitched on a 16 count Murmur by Picture This Plus. It's a really pretty, like, peachy color, pale peach. So I do need to spend more time on this one though. Maybe I'll do that in 2024. So that was Friday, like I said. I'm gonna put these things down here so that I don't get lost. So, and then what was it? Saturday? No. Friday night. I did decide to go down to the late night stitching room that night. And usually the late night stitching room is at the Drury Inn, but unfortunately for weekend B, which was the weekend that I was attending, they had to move it to the Hyatt. I'm not mad. They had to move it to the Hyatt because the Drury accidentally double booked. I don't know if they accidentally did it, but they double booked the room that was intended for the late night stitching room, and the other group had to leave their stuff in there overnight. Couldn't be moved, couldn't be bothered. So there was no way for us to use the room, you know, overnight at night. So they moved the late night stitching room to the Hyatt. And I was happy because I would not have tried to make that trek to the Drury Inn. I was more comfortable with staying at the Hyatt and stitching in the late night room. But in the late night stitching room, I sat at a table with Stitching Big Things with Hallie and a few other lovely ladies, and I worked on Jardin Privé, Mr. and Mrs. Quaker. I'm not stitching it in these colors. you're about to see what colors I am stitching them in, but I'm not stitching it in the brown and the pink. Not my particular aesthetic when it comes to color palette. So this is a long piece of fabric, if you can't tell. This is a 16 count Aida that I dyed myself with some RIT dye. And this is my little bitty bit of progress on Mr. and Mrs. Quaker. When I picked this up Friday night, I keep saying Saturday. But when I picked this up Friday night, I think I had the squiggle, and then I think I had like two maybe 3 of these berries, blueberries, stitched. And so I stitched some more of them, and I did stop because I ran out of thread here, and rather than start a new strand of thread, which I was going to have to tie off after only 3 berries and put a partial thread away until I got ready to pull it out again, I just decided I'm going to pull out the purple, and I'm going to start on the purple, and then if I finish enough of the purple next time I get ready to pull out the blue, then I'll just finish that up first and then continue with the blue. So I stitched some of these berries here, and then the NOPQRS. So, and both of these colors are SAL silk. Obviously there's a purple and a blue. I wasn't sure about the colorway that I had chosen for this, but looking in the camera now, I do really like this. Now granted, everything that I'm seeing is backwards. It's not backwards to you guys, but it's backwards to me. But I really do like that color palette. I do like that color combination. So, long piece of fabric. And if anybody's wondering, I did buy this piece of fabric completely white off of the Heaven and Earth Designs, because occasionally they will have sales. Occasionally they will put up for sale some offcuts of their fabric that they sell for their patterns and stuff. But there will be offcuts. So, and they sell those at a discounted rate. So that long piece of fabric that's how it came to me. It was just a long piece of fabric. And it was perfect for Mr. and Mrs. Quaker. So that's all I stitched on that one. It was just Friday night. And then Saturday into Sunday, I stitched on let me get the thing out here first. Oh yeah, I did tell you that fabric. So Saturday and into Sunday, I think I worked on this mostly on Saturday, but I stitched on Death by Cross Stitch. And if you've never seen Death by Cross Stitch, just come on out from under that rock you're living under. This is by Long Dog Samplers, and it came out, I do not know when it came out. It came out a good while back. Probably somewhere in like maybe 2015, 2016, possibly something like that. Maybe 2017, somewhere around there. I know I was living in Georgia when it came out, and it was like all the rage. So Death by Cross Stitch. It is a single color piece. That's how it's charted, but you can obviously stitch it in whatever color you want. And I'm stitching it in DMC colors. I think this is 3750. Hold on, I'll tell you. Blue is 3750, I know that much. Purple is 154. And then there's a red, which is 498, and that's the red. So the red is just going to be coming in here and there. So this is what I worked on. When I picked this up and started working on it at StitchCon, I think I was about here, like in this way. I was about here on that little purple section right there. And obviously I have come on out with the border. And this is where this border right here changes to this border for the rest of the top line of the pattern. So that, all that purple right there that you see, well, most of this purple, all that purple that you see up in here, that's what I've stitched on since I've been stitching on it. But I think at StitchCon, I got on it about like up in here. So since I've been home, I've stitched mostly like up in here. So, but that is where that one's at. And like I said, this one I've been stitching pretty much monogamously since I've been home. And I'm just enjoying working on it right now. And I'm going to run with that. So, and this is being stitched on a 32 count MCG linen. I know, it's MCG. And I think the colorway that they call this is Oyster. So, but I really do like this fabric. It definitely has its thick and thin lines, but other than that, it's drapey and it's not super stiff. It's a nicer linen. It's nice enough that I like working on it. So so I've been working on that. I'm actually gonna put this over here since I'm keeping that out, and the rest of this I'm going to be putting back away. And then last thing, I did have a new start at StitchCon. I know I had a new start while waiting to get to StitchCon, but I also had a new start at StitchCon. So my new start, I don't have a picture to show you, but I will have to insert the picture of what it looks like stitched up. This was a freebie that was posted to the StitchCon website, and while I was there, I kitted it up and started it. So these threads right here are going to go towards my haul that I got from Keepsakes. So include these two. But funny enough, this brown color that I was currently stitching with, it's the same brown that was in the roof on Cinnamon Stars. So I was actually already stitching with that, so I didn't need to buy that. So I just pulled that out and used that. So I kitted this up with a 32 count chocolate milk from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, and this was literally the size of the piece of fabric that I bought from Keepsakes. So just big enough. Like I knew I didn't need a big piece. So so yeah, that is my start on that. And this was started on Sunday because I was able to get down to the stitching room early enough and take a couple of hours and stitch before I had to leave for the airport. So yeah. And that is the like I said, that's that same brown that is in Cinnamon Stars in that roof that I just finished up. So so yeah, super cute. And I'm gonna leave this on the Q-snap on this Q-snap. I'm gonna leave it on the hoop right now, because part of me does want to work some more on this currently, but whether or not I'm gonna be able to get around to it or not, I don't know yet. So, and the needle minder is one that was there was a couple of lovely ladies that went around from table to table, and they were giving people needle minders with their initials. So they almost thought they didn't have a Q, but they ended up finding a Q. So it was either a Q or a T. So yeah. And as of right now, it's just gonna have to live in a plastic gallon Ziploc bag until I can get it in a project bag. I have some back there. I just haven't gotten around to putting it in a bag like this. I have some more of like the regular white ones, like this size, just like this. So I'll just put it in one of those. But as of right now, it's going to stay up here. So that's all the stitching that I worked on since you've last seen me, both at home and at StitchCon. So as far as stitching mail that I've received at home, I got a couple of things. My two, what do you call it? Subscriptions. I did get my subscription for the 3 Out Threads nest egg, and this was May's I think this was May's. No, it had to have been June's. I don't remember. But this was the nest egg that I've gotten since you last saw me. So first we have Shasta. I'm going to try to go through these quickly. Ultraviolet. It's not as bright as it's showing up. And then we have Terracotta. Pretty sure I already have a skein of this. And then Terrapin. Let's see. Yeah, olive green. Taupe. Obviously turquoise. Thyme. Pretty sure I have some of this also. Tin Roof. It's a popular one in samplers. And Tiger's Eye. Really pretty. And then last but not least, certainly not least, Trick or Treat. So that was the nest egg. I want to say that was for June, because I feel like since I just showed y'all some flosses earlier this month, I feel like those would have been prior to June. So, pretty sure this is June's. I don't know. I may be wrong though. So, got those. Oh, I'm throwing them over there. And then I also got my June bag of the month from So Much to Love. Really pretty bee theme this month. And it has the pull, zipper pull like she usually puts on there. That same fabric that's up here. I think it's the same fabric. I mean, it kind of looks like the same fabric. Yeah, it's the same fabric. So it's the same fabric that's up here is on the inside there. And this month, our little extra goodies bag. We have, these are usually exclusive designs for So Much to Love. So this is called Busy Bee by Annie B. Swoke Art. I'm not a huge bee person. I mean, it's pretty. That's really super cute. But unless it grows on me, it might end up in a giveaway for maybe my 1,000 subscriber giveaway if I ever get there. Because I'm still pretty far away from 1,000 subscribers. And then she also included this cute little bee needle minder. And that is from Stitchingly Along. Sorry. So, a little cute little bee needle minder. And that is from Stitchingly Along. And she always puts some DMC in the little pack. And the DMC usually coordinates with the bag. So we have 725, 3607. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. And 517. So super cute. She usually coordinates the flosses with the bag, which I think is phenomenal. It's a great idea. And then our stash tea this month is Tangerine Honey Daydream. And I think in her little newsletter that she put in here, I think she said that this was a new flavor. So I definitely need to try some of these stash teas, y'all. They just look so good. And then last but not least, well, maybe least, but definitely not last. It's last. Definitely not least. You get the idea. She put in some bit of honey, which I may have to see if Annie wants because I won't be able to eat it. So yeah, super fun subscription bag this month. here for now. So that was all the stitching stuff. I'll go ahead and show you my diamond painting while I have it out here, while I'm sitting here looking at it. I have been working on this cute little gnome diamond painting. And I'm going to take this cover off because it's, well, I can't take the cover off. But, this is a little diamond painting that I've been working on. I got it from Temu. And last time I showed it to you prior to StitchCon, I was working on it sideways. So I was working on it like this. And I think I had just short of center here. You may be able to see the the line, anyway. So I had just short of center, so I was right about here. And so I did a little bit, another line of that sideways. And then I flipped it to work on it straight up and down. And so I have since done all this right in here. So all I have left is this bit up in here. So they're coming along super cute, y'all. Super cute. I can't wait to... I'll say I can't wait to get done with it so I can start on my mystery diamond painting that I got from Temu. But they're just so cute, y'all. I can't stand it. And this is a really good diamond painting, y'all. This is really good quality. A lot of people may be wondering about the quality of diamond paintings from Temu. This is the first one that I've actually done from Temu. But so far I like it. The canvas may be thick and kind of stiff, but the diamonds are really good. They're really sparkly. They're pretty uniform in size. And this particular canvas, it does have the dummy circles on, on the canvas, so you can see where the diamonds go, and they're fitting in there super well. So, so I'm really liking that one. And I hope that trend continues with the mystery one that I'm going to be starting after I get done with that one. So, just a little update on that. I don't diamond paint every day. I don't diamond paint every night. But I can't diamond paint when I only have a little bit of time. I have to have a bigger chunk of time to be able to pull my stuff out and work on it. So, usually at night after Abby goes to bed. But not every night, I said. So, now that we've gotten all the home stuff talked about, let's talk about StitchCon. And let me get a drink before I continue. StitchCon was an experience. And one that I'm glad that I was able to experience, and I can't wait to go back. I would love to be able to go back next year, but we may have to see how finances go. But I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, I would love to go every year. So, when you get to StitchCon, we'll just I'll try to start from the beginning. When you get to StitchCon, when you sign in, you're given a bag. Pretty bag. This is like a wool felt with the StitchCon printed on it. And I really would have liked to them have put it on both sides, but it's just on one side. And inside this bag, with the bag, you got your name tag, and the name tag has your name, and if you have a Flosstube channel, it has a Flosstube channel, and your Instagram handle, and I'll show where you're from. And then I believe we also got these minders in the bag. This was on something else, so I took it off. So you got a minder. And this card was in with the passport because this book depot has been added to the route for the Stitchy bus. So it kind of makes a loop. If you want to go check out the Book Depot, you can. The Stitchy Bus will drop you off and come back around for you at a later time. But we did get these cute little needle minders. I think those needle minders were given to us in our bag. I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. We did get some glasses, some glasses wipes. If you've never seen an item, one of these like this before, what you do is you put your glasses frame in, put your glasses frame in there and you just wipe it down. And it cleans your glasses for you. So, but while I have my glasses here with me, I'm going to put them on. So, cute little glasses, glasses cleaner with the StitchCon on it. And then you also got an Ohio tile coaster. No idea what I would do with this, but it's a fun idea. So just it's with the vinyl on it. So really pretty. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this stuff like kind of together. And then you got your StitchCon passport. And in the passport, you have everything from your Stitchy Bus schedule, the annex and keepsakes hours, your calendar of events of when things are happening, restaurants near the convention center, other things that are happening in the city for those weekends. And then you got a little freebie chart in the back. I kind of wish I had started this at StitchCon, but I didn't. And for whatever reason, it's in here twice. I don't know if it's something that they noticed, or if they did it on purpose, but you know, it's in there twice. So, and then it also has all of the Flosstubers that attended StitchCon this year, across both weekends. So, that was all. This was your ultimate guide to StitchCon. So that was also in the bag. And then also when you registered for StitchCon, they asked you if you were participating in the Smalls Exchange. And if you said yes, you got to reach your hand into a bag and pull out a poker chip. And the poker chip would have been one of 3 colors. I think they were red, yellow, or blue. I pulled out the blue one, and they have a number on them. And in your passport, it will tell you red Smalls Exchange is this time, yellow Smalls Exchange, or maybe it was white. I think they were white. Red, white, and blue. So red Smalls Exchange this time, white Smalls Exchange this time, and blue Smalls Exchange this time. I pulled out a blue one, like I said, and the blue Smalls Exchange was on Saturday evening. I think it was like 7. So I had to wait until 7 o'clock Saturday evening. But you were definitely not going to be lacking in goodies to bring home with you from StitchCon. So, let me go through all the stuff that was passed around, or the stuff that we received for free, the stuff that I received. So, for starters, not the pair of scissors, but the cute little scissor fob I received. Super cute. I just thought it was so pretty. And I'm going to tell you, I don't remember anybody who passed around anything. So, I'm just going to say that lady, this nice person. And then we also received these right here. For if you have a piece that you frame up when you finish it, you can put this on the back. And it tells you the information about the piece. These were also passed around. This was a freebie from, it's on here somewhere. Faraway Designs. And everybody got this. Super cute. Crown for every stitcher. A couple more patterns that were handed out to everybody. You have a freebie from Hello from Liz Matthews. I think these are cherries. I'm not entirely sure. It's like a heart with flowers or cherries or something on them. Maybe flowers. I don't know. I can't. Sometimes it's hard to tell when they're black and white like this. And then another freebie from Heart and Hand. This is pretty cute. They have it finished as a circle finish. It's called Do What You Love. So those will be going into my freebie file folder. Put those right there. And then lots of like little things. We have these floss drops from Kate at HKXPat 50. HKXPat. Really pretty. And apparently this is a picture of Maui, Hawaii. I think this was this the lady that was actually from Hawaii that was at the table in front of us? So there was the one person from Hawaii there, and I think this might have been from her. Some more floss drops from Indie Stitcher _Karen, with a cute little cat. And then she included a 2023 charm in each one. So, and then a few like little separate floss drops, I guess, if you will. These are from Crafty Cara. Just some I Stitch a Latte. Pretty cute. I'm trying to see if there were any more like floss drops. There were a lot of things handed out at a lot of different times. So then somebody, there's some candy. I think there was something in here, y'all. I'm sorry, I think there was something in here, and I don't remember. But a card from Stitch in B. Facebook group. Let me take the card out. That way I can show you the information. Stitch in B. I feel like there was something in there, but I don't remember what. Sorry. And then we got these beautiful counting pins in floss wax from Jamie Richardson. Instagram Stitching and Wishing. Also on Flosstube, Stitching and Wishing. Let's see it. Stitching and Wishing. Here we go. So some beautiful, beautiful counting pins in a dinosaur. Floss wax. Thread wax. So I don't have any counting pins yet, so these will definitely come in handy. And we have what was in here. If I can get it open. Alright, now these were some buttons. If I can get it open ever in my life. Oh, you know what? It might help because it was knotted up. Why did I think knotting this would be a good idea? Okay, so in here we have some different little buttons and whatnot. These were from just a couple of handmade tags. Some handmade with love, little leather stamped tag, and then all of these little buttons, and there's a couple of charms in there. They all have handmade with love on them. I thought that was just, these are so pretty. Every single one of these buttons has handmade with love ingrained in it. cutest little, you're not gonna be able to see that cutest little charm. I can't even. So, and there's a couple more in there. I didn't even get them all out. So, super cute, y'all. Super cute. And then this was supposed to be, these were some more floss drops. I think this is this lady's cat. Stitching with Banks. Some different pictures of this black cat. And she is on Instagram as Stitching with Banks. And there's just some floss drops, and she did include the jump ring, but there's no holes in these, so you'd have to punch them yourself. And then we received from Snickerdoodle Stitch on YouTube, Instagram, and Gmail. Snickerdoodle Stitch received another Scrabble tile needle minder. Somebody passed out these little mascara brush things, and these are good for like if you're stitching with a thread, particularly like a dark thread, and you have to frog it, but you still have the color of that fuzz on the thread fuzz on your fabric. You take this and you can just rub it on your fabric, and it's supposed to get the fuzz off. So somebody was passing around those. And then someone else had these little vials of beads, and there was a contest attached to these. And if you were the lucky person who got a vial of beads that had a green button in it, then you won a prize. As you can see, mine has a white button. So, yeah. And you didn't get to choose. You weren't really supposed to choose your own. But whoever was passing out ours was like, just get one from in the bag right here. And then we also got some more floss drops. These are Heart Song Stitchery. And then she has a QR code for a Pink Posies pin cushion. So beautiful little sampler, and then there's like different cardstock here that's been punched. Really cute. And then there was a sucker. There's a little ding dong sucker on there. Ding dong. Dum dums. Why did I say ding dong? There's a little dum dum sucker in there. Got this from somewhere. Don't remember where. Tipper's World, creating one stitch at a time. It's a sticker. Somebody was passing out more stickers. So we got I Heart Cross Stitch. These are like vinyl backed stickers. And then also a Panda Bubble Tea. Boba Panda vinyl. And it's got pipsticks.com written on the back of it. So I think they purchased these from somewhere, but maybe they made this one. I don't know. But these were both passed out. And also received some cute little three pack of little thank you cards, or just general cards, from Southern Yankee Stitcher, and it comes with the envelopes. They're blank on the inside. And that's like I said, that was from Southern Yankee Stitcher. almost done with the freebies. And then somebody somewhere had started passing around a huge basket of like metal charms. And this thing was heavy too. The thing had to be at least about 20 pounds. And so I picked out a couple of charms. So I picked out this beautiful cross charm. And then of course I had to get a purple, like little leather tassel type charm. And they had some of these, so I just put them both in there. And then Saturday, I think it was Saturday, this girl had put in on the StitchCon Facebook page that she would be passing out free pieces of fabric at table 16. So by the time I got down there and I was able to put my stuff down and get over to table 16, by the time I got around to her, she only had 14 and 16 count Adas left. So, and it's fine because I do stitch on a little bit of everything. And her name was, I don't remember what her name was. I'm sorry. But she is from Wonderland Hand-Dyed Fabrics. And this is a color called Mock Turtle. And I got the 14 count. So I'm going to have to find something good to put on this. And she also had a little booklet of freebie patterns. Just different things. So save that, and hopefully maybe if I ever need another freebie, it'll be there. That is from the hold room. And then last freebie I have, and I waited specifically to show this at the last because these little butterflies were passed out. And these are wildflower seeds actually. So if you put this in the ground and water it, wildflowers will grow out of it. And these were passed out by a lovely lady named Sandra. And she is from Sweet Wing Studio. And I was lucky enough to get Sandra's Smalls project in the Smalls Exchange. And let me just say, I was truly grateful, but I will show y'all that here in a minute. But yeah, those were passed around. I just realized something. What did I do with these Smalls? I think it's still over there. I may have to get up here and go get it here in a minute. But while I have y'all here, more stuff that I got. Before I get into any more cross stitch stuff though, someone had brought in totes and totes of cotton fabrics. I think their grandmother or their aunt or somebody they knew had passed away, and they were an avid sewer, like quilter. So the fabric was up for grabs for anybody that wanted it. So I did pick up a few. So I got a small piece of this. And while I don't sew right now, I have been kind of collecting fabrics here and there while I can for things like project bags, grime guards, that kind of stuff. So picked that one up, and I picked up quite a few of them. So I picked up this one, some really pretty red and blue snowflakes. This one is a little bit of a bigger piece. And obviously it's not just this big. It's bigger than this, but some red and blue snowflakes. This would be good for like the interior of a project bag. This right here reminded me of flames, and I could not walk away from it. So I'm thinking this is probably meant for a grime guard or something. So with the length, maybe I might be able to get an 11 by 11 grime guard out of it. So it's pretty long. Like it's stretching my arm, so maybe. If not an 11 by 11, at least an 8 by 11 or 8 by 8 something. So I couldn't walk away from it. I tried to put it down, and I couldn't let it go. And a little small piece of this little turquoise green batik, really pretty. This is a smaller piece. thought that would be good for a grand guard or something. Pretty little piece of stained glass fabric. It's another small piece. A lot of them were smaller pieces, so something. I'll figure out something to do with it. If nothing else, it would be like a top strip of fabric on a project bag maybe, but I haven't decided yet. So really pretty, really pretty. Some pretty like black and red fleur-de-lis. Another one that would be good for like the inside of a project bag. And this one is a little bit bigger. And this is folded in half still, like lengthwise, so it's twice long this way. So couple more. This one is a little bit stiffer. It's just a green batik. Another one that would be good for like the inside of a project bag. It's almost Christmassy, but also St. Patrick's Day-ish at the same time. So it could go either way. And then last but not least, this huge piece of this kind of gray-blue fabric. Just almost like a bed sheet, y'all. It probably might have been a bed sheet, but it's huge. So we can get a couple of project bags out of it. Maybe and or a grime guard. So that's all the regular cotton fabrics that I picked up, because I wanted to take advantage of you know, having access to the fabrics while I could. So that's all the, not all the free stuff. That's all the free stuff that was like passed around. As far as what was on the freebie table, I cleaned up at the freebie, on the freebie table. I swear, I think I checked that freebie table 3 times in one day, and then maybe a 4th time on Saturday too, but I think everything was picked over by then. So I did manage to pick up this Bucilla Footprints cross stitch kit, unopened, perfectly new. This has been been something I've been eyeing for a while, and I managed to get it for free, so I'm glad I waited. Also picked up a Janlin kit. It has been opened, and there's no fabric in with it, but all the flosses are here and undisturbed. So I think maybe the person they use that fabric for something else. But the flosses, like I said, the flosses are undisturbed, and the pattern is in there. But this is Janlin Mother's Prayer. So not a whole kit, but pattern and floss. And I mean, who doesn't have plain Aida in their stash somewhere? Or a nice hand-dyed, modeled tan linen. We'll see. So managed to get that as well. And I picked this up, but didn't realize until I got home that it was actually partially started. Well, half started. So this is the Dimensions Petite Seashell Treasures. And I've actually looked at this a couple of times, like on different selling sites, like eBay or Stash Unload or something. So they actually have it half done. And they were parking. So maybe this gives me an opportunity to try parking on a Dimensions kit, because I've never tried to do that before. So all there's flosses back there. So yeah, and as you can see, it's not big. It's not big at all. So that was the kit. A lot of the rest of this is just leaflets and such. The first few I think I actually picked up at Keepsakes in the freebie boxes out on the porch. I picked this up. Yes, I know what they're stitched on sweatshirts, but I'm not looking at them being stitched on sweatshirts. I'm looking at these designs as they are. Some really pretty, like this right here, especially this one right here. I really like that one. I mean, I like most of these, just as they are. And regardless of them being stitched on sweatshirts, some of them are really nice. So, and technically the name of this leaflet is More Winter Warmers in Waste Canvas. This is by Leisure Arts. Again, I know stitching on sweatshirts and t-shirts and all that stuff is out of style now, but look at the actual designs themselves. A lot of them would still be nice just being stitched on a piece of fabric and finished off somehow. So next up, another one that I think I got out at Keepsakes. This is called the Rat Race. Did I get this one at Keepsakes? Either I got it at Keepsakes or I got it on the freebie table. This is called the Rat Race. It is from a company called, what is the company called? The company is called The Counting Bee. And the artist is Brenda B. Higgs. It says the rat race is over, the rats won. Really cute. And this one also, Calico Angels. This is by Dimensions. It's just a leaflet. Really pretty, like patchwork angels. A Cricut collection, just plain friends. And this is leaflet number 15. So you know it's old. So it's something about these kids that look like dolls that I'm enamored with. So really cute. I think that was on the freebie table, maybe. This one was definitely out at Keepsakes. This one is called Pastel Poinsettia. And the company that puts this out is called Green Apple Company. And the artist name is Janet Powers. So Pastel Poinsettias. Really pretty. This is one I want to say I got this out at Keepsakes as well. It's called Signs of Spring. It's Jeanette Cruz Designs. Some really pretty. I love that sampler right there. It was really pretty. And that this little watering can right here. So there's a couple of really pretty designs in there. Pick that up. And then on the freebie table, I definitely know that I got these next things on the freebie table. This is by Glory B. This is Coffee for Gossip. We'll trade coffee for gossip. Really cute. I'm a sucker for a funny saying. And then we have ABC Bear by Country Threads. This is by Jeanette Cruz Designs. I would like to see if there's a way to convert the color of these letters from blue to pink somehow. But if not, it's still really pretty. I mean, if not, I can still do just the bear by itself in the middle. So really pretty. And then we have Papillon Creations, Love with a capital L. I was kind of surprised to see something like this on the freebie table. So really pretty. So like I said, Papillon Creations. Another one that's kind of funny. Is called Handbasket, and this is by a company called Jar Designs, Jar Designs. And it looks like it would have came with a charm or a couple of charms that they show in the model here, but the charms are not in this little pack right here. It says, "Where are we going, and why am I in this handbasket again?" So I just thought that was super funny, super cute. And again, sucker for a funny saying. And then last but not least, on the freebie table, if you've been with my channel for a while, you know my love of Rosewood Manor. And someone had Rosewood Manor garden tiles on the freebie table. And I had to pick it up because I just thought they were so super pretty. Now I know Rosewood Manor, there's going to be a lot of color changes in these little tiles. And I have to be in the right headspace to work on something like this. So, but I picked it up because I never know when I might want to start it. So that was everything that I got from the freebie tables. But now, what did I actually buy at StitchCon? Now, I didn't take a lot of money with me. I didn't have a lot of money to take with me to StitchCon. But I did manage to pick up a few things. So on Friday, I did go to Keepsakes. And in addition to the threads that you saw and the fabric that you saw where I had started that freebie design, I also picked up, I had to pick up a grime guard because I left my 11 by 11 grime guard at home. So I picked up a grime guard. This was like all folded up and stuff like this. And I thought, oh, maybe that's Harry Potter or something, just from the colors and stuff. But no, it's a Christmas one, which is fine. It's really pretty. So, and these were in a basket, right as you come in the door, and they were by Garon toten bags. So picked up that grime guard because I needed a grime guard. And then I also picked up Lavender and Lace's Spirit of Christmas. This is another Lavender and Lace that's been on my wish list for a while. So I picked that up. And then I also picked up Carriage House Sampling's Matter's Choice. So, really pretty. So that was all I got from Keepsakes that day. The next day, I had realized that I knew when I went to Keepsakes that there were flosses that I needed to get for cinnamon stars, but I forgot to look and see what they were before I left to go to Keepsakes. So when I got back on the next day, on Saturday, I put in an order with the hold room, with the room over there, to have some skeins of thread brought over. So that was kind of technically an additional thing, skeins of thread that I bought from Keepsakes. They are in with the cinnamon stars right now. Where is cinnamon stars? Is it? See if I can find them. I know it was they were all Gentle Arts threads. I do remember that much. Gentle Arts Raven. Oops. So Gentle Arts Raven. And then I want to say, or was it these two? Was Fudge Ripple already? I think I already had Fudge Ripple, maybe. But I know Gentle Arts Wood Rose and Gentle Arts Wood Trail. I do know that much. So I had these three brought over from Keepsakes to the convention center. So that was an additional thing that I bought also. So that was all I was able to get. I mean, it's technically a lot. The 3 patterns, right? No. 2 patterns, a small piece of fabric, and a grime guard and some threads. And I actually spent more than I had wanted to, because again, like I said, I didn't have much. I didn't have really much that I could spend, that I should have spent. And then when we got the smalls exchange, and what did I do with it? Let me go get that smalls exchange real quick. Hold on just a second. So leading up to the smalls exchange that I was participating in, I had walked over to the table where they had everything set out on the table, all the different smalls that were packaged up and whatnot, and I was kind of looking through and seeing which ones I thought looked interesting that I would want to pick up. So all I had to do was go back to my chair and wait for my number section to be called, because Stephanie would call like a group of numbers. And lucky for me, the first set of numbers that she called, the first group of numbers, included my number. And it was from like 61 to 70, and my number on my poker chip was 62. So I hot-tailed it over to the freebie table, to the smallest table, and picked up the bag that I had my eye on the most. And you can see why. Because it says, I hope you like purple. And in addition to the lovely smalls that she had, this is so cute, y'all. The Itch to Stitch. So beautiful smalls, like gorgeous finishing, y'all. She also included some Ice Cubes gum in a grape purple. And I want to say there was something else, but I don't remember what it was. And she included a card. And guess who it was? It was the lovely lady, Susan O'Brien from Sweet Wing Studio. I had gotten her smalls. And Susan was so generous to also include in her bag a $25 gift certificate for the Annex. And y'all, I cried. I really did. So after the small exchange, even I think we wasn't even done with it yet, because I had my smalls, I was good to go. So I hot-footed it over to the Annex and just to see what I could pick out. And I picked out a couple of patterns. First of all, I picked up one of her designs. This is Peachtree Park sampler. Really pretty. Pretty sweet. And then I also picked up JBW Designs Floral Alphabet. And you don't have to do this in red. You could do it in any color or a mix of colors. And then lastly, I picked up a design which I had actually kind of had my eye on since I had been in the Annex earlier. And I just thought it was another cute one because, you know, again, love a cute saying. And this is from Little Stitch Girl. It's called Probably Haunted. It says, if one door closes and another door opens, your house is probably haunted. So I had saw this in the Annex, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so perfect. Because I love paranormal stuff. I'm all about the paranormal ghost hunting shows and YouTube channels. So I love paranormal stuff. And I just thought that was so perfect. And I was able to get it when I got the gift certificate from Sweet Wing Studio. And I was so grateful to Susan that I sought her out. I had tried asking in the Annex because obviously as a designer she was there. And I asked them, you know, what she looked like, and they told me she had short black hair and glasses. Not a huge help, but I was looking, when I walked back into the stitching room, I was looking for anybody that had short black hair and glasses. And I'm kind of lucky that I didn't like go up to these ladies and ask them if they were her. But I was talking to someone else, another table that I had previously talked to, closer to the front of the room, and I said, you know who this Sweet Wing Studio lady is, and you know what she looks like? And they said, not really sure. I said, but ask Pam. She's familiar with these designers. She sets them up and stuff, so she would know who Sweet Wing Studio is. So I was like, that's a great idea. So I hopped over to the next table where Pam was at, and I asked her, first of all, fangirling moment here, but I asked her, I said, I'm looking for the lovely lady, Sweet Wing Studio. And I said, is she here in the room? And I said, do you know what she looks like? And she was like, yeah. And she was looking around. She was like, well, I think she's up there. She's back toward the back. And she pointed her out to me. And she was literally only a couple of tables away from where I was sitting, from my table. And so I went back there and I told her, I walked up to her, and I think I maybe had gotten a few words out before I started crying. I said, I just wanted to let you know I got your smalls, and I just wanted you to know how appreciative I am, how much I appreciate that gift certificate. I said, because I wasn't able to bring a lot of money with me to spend, and it was just such a huge help that you just don't know. And she was like, oh, you're so very welcome. And she's like, well, you're gonna make me cry. And she was crying and I was crying. And I think another lady took a picture of us together, another lady at the table. And so it was just a wonderful moment, and I just really wanted to let her know that that gift certificate was really appreciated by somebody who needed it. Basically, it went to somebody who could use it. Obviously all the stitchers could use it, but it went to somebody who really could use it. So yeah, that was all the stuff from StitchCon, and I had such a wonderful time with the ladies. Everybody at StitchCon was super nice. There were people that I sat with, that I may have sat with up in the hotel at the bar area, eating lunch or whatever, and then just other people that I would just randomly sit with, and everybody was super nice. And big shout out goes to the ladies at my table, at table 46. And it's my, y'all, my brain is mush right now. It's still mush. I know there was Hannah and Karen, and I know I can see your face, but I can't remember the name. I'm so sorry. It was just so many people, and it was a spinal tree. And Debbie, I think there was a Debbie there. But unfortunately, one lady was only able to stay the first day, and then the other lady had to leave Saturday evening. Hannah had to leave Saturday, so on Sunday morning, it was just 3 of us stitching. So we got a picture together, and I kind of wish we had been able to get a picture of everybody from the table together, but I didn't really think about it, and I also wasn't able to take much photos because I'm just one of the people that I live in the moment. I don't live my experiences through pictures, through the camera. I'm more worried about being there in the moment. And to take a picture is just to, be able to look back and remind myself of that particular moment in my life. So I will insert a few pictures that I did manage to take while I was there. It's not very many. Like I said, it was a picture of the last 3 of us on Sunday. I think there was a picture of the Stitchy bus. There was a picture of the table in the annex that had all the freebie designs stitched up. And then maybe a picture of like the whole room from where I was sitting at. I don't know. There's a few pictures, not very many, and I'm sorry. I'll try to do better next year. But that is going to wrap up the stitching and the StitchCon. There's only one bit of business to take care of left, and that is my plans for June. Sorry, my plans for July. I do plan on trying to pick back up on WIP Go, and I do believe that the numbers for WIP Go, the center square ended up getting called. I think it's number 13. That number ended up getting called, so there was a 3rd number called as well. So I do plan on trying to pick back up on WIP Go, as well as a new start, because I was talking with Cheryl McKinney one night, the other night, and I know her birthday is coming up soon. Her birthday is on July 5th, And I asked her if she was planning on starting anything for her birthday. And she was like, well, I hadn't really thought much about it, but now that you mention it, I think it would be a great idea. So we were trying to figure out what patterns we both had. And she was thinking about something by Keslin's, but she was saying Keslin's My Necessity. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I have My Necessity, but when I look back in my patterns, in my pattern stash, and I was looking in the K folder, I didn't see, the only Keslin's I saw was an alphabet. And I was like, that's the only Keslin's I have. And so then she figured out later on that My Necessity is not by Keslin's, it's actually by Heartstring Samplery. So we both have it, and we're both going to start it on July 5th. And I've picked out the floss, and I've picked out the pattern, obviously, and I'm putting it in this So Much to Love bag that I recently got. So this is the pattern if you've never seen it. This is Heartstring Samplery My Necessity. And I'm going to be stitching it with Most Silk, and this is called Ebony, but it is a kind of bluey gray color actually. Really pretty silk, and her silks are 12 stranded. So there is, I think they're 12 stranded. Either 12 stranded or 6 stranded. Maybe 6. Probably 6. Anyway, there's going to be plenty here for the design. And I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of stuck between two fabrics, and maybe you guys can help me if you see this in time. I'm stuck between 40 count tarnished silver from Lakeside Linens. And this is a deep, I guess it's supposed to be gray, but to me it has a purple undertone. Tarnished silver, or 40 count vintage from Bestitch Me. So vintage by Bestitch Me. So I mean, this would look good on either one. I keep wanting to go this route, but the traditionalist in me is wanting to go this route. So it may end up being on the tarnished silver. But I guess you'll have to find out when I come back to you after July 5th and find out which one I decided on. So I don't know what Cheryl's picking. We haven't yet talked about that. I'm sure we will before July 5th. But as of right now, that's what I'm picking. So, and I don't think we really have a hashtag in mind for Instagram, but I think that I'll talk to her about it, and we'll figure out something definitely by afterward. But if I talk to her before I finish getting this video edited, I will let you guys know down below what the hashtag might be for Instagram, if we're going to do a hashtag for Instagram. But that's all I have for you guys today, except for the little bit of personal news. And unfortunately, it's not happy news. After the last time you guys saw me, probably like the next day or a couple of days later, my dad passed away unexpectedly from a heart attack. He and my mom was living out toward the beach, just outside Myrtle Beach, and they'd been living there since late last year. And he has loved tennis his whole entire life. As far as I've known him, he's loved tennis. And since I moved out to the beach, he had picked up on a game called pickleball, which, from what I can gather, is kind of a combination between tennis and ping pong. So it's like ping pong, but played on a tennis size scale court. So he'd picked up on pickleball, and he was playing pickleball, and evidently was struck with a heart attack. And by the time paramedics got there, they had to resuscitate him and get him to the hospital. And I'm assuming that after arriving back to the hospital, they lost him again and couldn't get him back. So yeah, it was sudden for all of us. And while I wasn't able to be there to help them plan the services and whatnot, I was able to go. And it was a beautiful service. There had, you know, people from his tennis playing days, people from his music playing days, because he was always big into music, especially like playing guitar and singing, and he was in bands off and on, again, my entire life. So and we had a lovely video that was playing when you walked in, like all the pictures of family and pictures of him, you know, singing, and just at Christmas times and gatherings and all that, and had audio playing of the last band that he was in, him singing. It was supposed to be him singing, but the song that I heard, it didn't sound like him. So it might have been like a lead singer of another band where he just played guitar. I don't know, but yeah. And I know a lot of people are going to ask me, are you okay? You know, I'm so sorry. I'm just one of the people that, as far as grief goes, I don't hold it in. It's not like I'm holding anything in, but I'm not one to really spew forth emotion on a regular basis. So it's still sinking into me that he's no longer here. As a matter of fact, I was on my way home from work the other day, and I had brought up, sorry, trying to think what that noise was. Something he's doing outside. But and I had brought up my text messages, and in the text message home screen you can set aside favorites, and it hit me. I just noticed my dad. It just says dad, icon on my favorites, and I clicked on it, and it was messages from him from the last day that I talked to him, which was a couple of weeks prior to his passing. He had accidentally called me at like 7 in the morning, and when I tried to call him back, there was no answer, so I messaged him, is everything okay? And he responded back a couple hours later, oh, sorry, that was a butt dial, but I'll call you later. So we did talk later that night, and again, he was trying to just to catch up, and he was still trying to convince me for us to come down there and visit them at the beach. And I was like, we will someday, you know, because we have a toddler right now that doesn't want to sleep anywhere other than her own bed. So when we get past that hump, maybe then we'll be able to go take a vacation with her. But yeah, it was just so sudden. He was joking with my stepmom that morning as he left out, and they were making plans to go to dinner that night. And yeah, everything changed. So it just goes to show you that how fast things can change in this world. So just be sure to live your life in the moment, and live your life how you want to, you know, and is in the way that suits you. So, but that is all the personal news I have for you guys. Still dealing with a 2-year-old who is fully into her terrible twos at this point. She's either happy or pitching a tantrum about something, and half the time we don't know what. I don't know. There's been times where she's been in the living room playing, and she'll stand up and just start tantruming for no reason. We don't know. I'm like, what? So that's all the personal news I have for you guys. This has been a very long video, and at least it's a little bit more organized than my last attempt. At least I can say that much. So, but that is truly all I have for you guys. I will see you again in a couple of weeks. for another update, and maybe you guys can finally get to see what fabric I picked for the My Necessity SAL with Cheryl. So, but I will see you guys in a couple weeks. That's all I have for you for today. And until I see you guys again, be good. Bye for now.